for their kids' college. We put couples and families on the same page financially. And that is similar to what our company is doing with our financial technology. And it's really exciting because we're talking about people getting out of debt, investing more money, being able to retire, save for their kids' college. We put couples and families on the same page financially. Okay. Now, if you're having dialogue and you're talking to people and people are going to start, well, how's it benefit you? Right? How do you guys get paid? What's in it for you? Right? Because, people want to know that too. It come up every time. People gain a clear path to where they want to go. If they want to make some change, insurance, their investments, or maybe their mortgage loan. We have established relationships with the best brand name companies out there. Our clients make changes, those companies compensate us, and it's extremely lucrative. People gain a clear path to where they want to go. They make adjustments to their insurance program or reduce some cost here or start a retirement plan. They also determine if they want to make some changes to their insurance, their investments, or maybe their mortgage loan. We establish relationships with the best brand name companies out there. And when our clients make changes, those companies compensate us, and it's extremely lucrative. Okay, and I'm going to role play all of this one more time. So what do you do? Well, right now I feel like I'm in the process of giving birth to a whole new company. Really? What's that? You know what Amazon did to retail years ago? Sure. I'm working with a group of people and we feel like we are on the verge of what we are doing is the same thing, but in the financial industry. How's that? The financial industry, a lot like the retail industry, it's really, really big, but it's become a bit outdated and out of touch. So our company has created this cutting edge digital tool. It works like a GPS, but it's for your money. It shows you exactly how to get from where you are to where you want to go, provides easy to follow directions and reroutes as needed. So people can spend less time worrying about money and more time enjoying their life. It's also a little bit similar to Apple. Apple has been around for a while, just like we've been in this a while too. But when they created the iPhone in 2007 and put that powerful technology in the hands of everyone, changed the world. And that is similar in what our company is doing with our financial technology. And it's really exciting because we're talking about people getting at it, investing more money, being able to retire, save for their kids' college. We put couples and families financially. Okay, if the conversation turns, how does it benefit you, or how do you get compensated, anything like that? People gain a clear path to where they want to go. They also determine if they make some changes to their insurance, their investments, or maybe their mortgage loan. We establish relationships with the best brand name companies out there. And when our clients make changes, the companies compensate us, and it's extremely lucrative. Now, you need to say this a bunch of times and make it your own. Remember, you're trying to create pictures. You're trying to communicate a new opportunity, a new company, a new you, new technology, a new age, a new era. You can't use your old words, right? I love our company, and I love our company's founders. I love our history of our company. I love what we stand for. I love what we represent. But I also understand it's a new time. And a lot of things, while they will work from 1977, I also understand some things won't. Some things we have to change. And I've been around a long time and I'm successful here. I'm very reluctant to change. But you gotta learn how to communicate this differently. We're in a technology age. We're in a Zoom age. We're in an instant age. We're trying to build trust through a screen age. We're in an imagery age. And we have to capture people's attention. We're in a clickbait age, right? And so your pictures, and always remember this, like I said it in the beginning, right? You might unintentionally create negative images if you don't use the right words. And we want to create something new, fresh, exciting. So, another thing that is not this, okay, that I wanted to mention, when I was really thinking about the Zoom part, this isn't an op meeting. Okay. It's not a meeting. Okay. It's something exciting. Like, you got to say that to people. You got to say, look, this company, it's really exciting. They do these presentations, and I mean, you got to start saying this, right? And I'm just thinking out loud right now. I've not put any of this to paper. I will, they do things, they put on these meetings, and they're say something, right? Like you say, they're very formative, they're entertaining. They do them for churches and companies, and they talk about, money, and they talk about this, right? Like, how they're disrupting the financial industry. That's how you create a Zoom party. Like, yes, in the beginning, I need your help, favor, celebrate this, awesome. But then when you start talking about it, it's got to seep out from you. The leadership group that I'm working with, they put on these events for churches, for schools, for companies. And they dive deep about finances, but it's entertaining, exciting. I don't care what you say. Guy's hilarious, right? If you're talking about me, you can say that. That's true. Okay. He's extremely handsome. I don't give a shit. Okay. Excuse my language. What you say. Okay. Say something. Hey, this guy, he's been able to create something and it had a deep impact on me. And man, I just enjoy whatever. You got to sell it, man. Right? Just the training. It's like, it's not some boring meeting. Get people to go to, you're a walking billboard for your business. Everything you're doing, you're promoting. I like to go to sporting events, right? And, I support the local teams, right? Where I go to Washington, or I see the Wizards or whatever it is. And so, I'm like anybody, right? And if you guys know me, I always try to get good deals on everything, right? I always try to negotiate prices. I never try to pay full price. And so I get all these, I'm on a lot of these listservs for stuff and Wizards games, right? And so, I support the home team. I was basically born and raised in Washington, right? So, but the Wizards are trash, right? I mean, they're real trash in basketball, right? They were a laughing stock. But you get these emails, right? And I remember one email I got, this is a couple of years ago, with the Nets. The Wizards were playing the Nets, okay? And the Nets at the time were like 1-25. They had won one game, and we're like 5-20, okay? I mean, these are two of the worst teams in the entire league. And this email, okay, was like, yes, you can get, and it was hilarious. It was like, you can get 4 tickets for $50. I'm like, 4 tickets? This is the NBA. Like, a high school basketball game is not even that cheap. I think you got to pay $10 or $15. They're like, this special and Brooklyn Nets and, come see the team from Brooklyn. And I'm thinking like, these guys suck. But the way they sold this game through the email, it almost made you want to go. Come check out, our new Capital One Arena, and we're going to be this. And, our halftime presentation is, a person that's going to be swords in their throat. And I was like, okay, let's go, right? Because they're selling it. These are two of the worst teams in the entire league, but they're selling it. And you got this opportunity, and you ain't selling it. You're not promoting it. You're not making it exciting. You're going through the motions. Why would anybody come to your meeting? Why would they come to your training? You have to make these words alive, and you got to believe it. And I'm going to, because especially with my base shop, we're really working on these Zoom parties and gatherings and these small events, group dynamics. I'm a big believer in group dynamics. I'll put out a script, I haven't really thought of it, but I'm just thinking about something that you can say to run these group meetings. Cause look, that's going to be the power of what we're doing. I'm just telling you that right now, getting our new people to put 5, 10 people on a Zoom, 10 to 15 or 25 people on a Zoom, where we can have a lot of people excited, ready to go, ready to watch, ready to learn, listening intently. They may not be interested. Awesome. That's not the point. The point is preparing them for a meeting and getting them in front of your leadership or your RVP or your regional leader or your trainer or whoever it is. So they have an opportunity to watch, digest the information, and make an informed decision. But how you say it's everything, right? I mean, and I do this, I've done this naturally, right? Whether it's movies or going out or attending an event. Oh man, you need to come. It's this, it's a rivalry game. You need to see this. It's going to be awesome. It's just 2 hours. And I sell it and people, they come in, right? And it's contagious. And that's got to be a way of life of inviting. So, that's pretty cool. And you never need, I don't think you'll need to get this information, but just so you're confident. Our company went public in 2010. Okay, that's when our company, we spun off from Citigroup and we became a publicly traded company. And our stock price was $15. Now, the way a stock price is calculated is based on the valuation of the company. Okay, what the company's value is, and you divide it by the stock, the outstanding shares, and that really is about the price. And then it can up or down based upon the market. And we're trading at $130 a share. Okay, think about that for a second. So when we get to $150 a share, that means our company would have grown by 10 times. So say we're roughly when we started, a $1.5 billion company, that means we'll become a $15 billion company. Now, there are some companies that have done better in 10 years, but there's only one company that actually went public in 2010 and has performed better than our stock. Only one. You know what company it is? There's only one. I'll put it in the chat. Tesla is the only company that has performed better in terms of stock than our company. There's only one. That's what you're part of. So when I say all these things, the technology, this, that, what we're doing, what our company's trying to do, how we're disrupting everybody, this is not an embellishment. It's not an exaggeration. I believe this in my bones, in my spirit, in my passion of what we're going to do. And if you got to pound your chest, if you got to do push-ups before you make calls or talk or get on your Zoom, got to do it because that's what people buy. That's what people are going to follow. And you just need a couple people that are going to buy into it. But first, you got to buy into it. You know, I'll leave with this story, and then we'll be done, and we're going to get ready for tomorrow. I was telling my group yesterday. So, you know, I'm staying at my brother-in-law's house, my wife's older sister's house. They have 4 kids. We have, you know, 3, and they're all about the same age. So it's just nice for them to hear. And, you know, my older brother-in-law, he's a heart surgeon. He does very well. He's a couple $100,000 a year. And you guys, if you heard me before, you know, he goes to work 6 o'clock in the morning, comes 6 at night. You know, he works hard. I mean, he's a heart surgeon. He's an internal cardiologist. He's very, very successful in his field, but he has a job. You know, he has a job. He's a doctor. You know, he reports to people. He has a work schedule. He has to go in. He has to, you know, all that stuff. And my sister-in-law, she did her master's in health or healthcare or something like that at Johns Hopkins. And her undergrad, she went with my wife to Georgetown. Okay. And she got a job before the pandemic, being a director of a healthcare, whatever consultation for a hospital, making 100,000, maybe 120. I have no idea, but it's over 6 figures. But the pandemic hit. So she, you know, she has kids. She's also president of the PTA. I think it's called the PO, but it's the parent teacher organization. And so since she's working from home, she makes $75,000 a year. And I've been here for a couple of days, and, you know, I'm trying to help out with our kids, distracting the other kids and stuff like that. And you know, you guys know this, I'm pretty involved with my kids. I spend a lot of time with them. I do a lot of stuff, my children. And so I'm at home, and I can't do much of their homework, but I can do some of it. Right. But I definitely am there just to, you know, be around and feed them and do all that stuff. And so I'm sitting there, and she has a home office in her house, and I have not seen her. I don't see her. I rarely see her come out of that office. She's on Zooms all day, on meetings. You know, you hear the Zoom, the computer on, you hear her, you know, because she's kind of a big wig at her company. She's doing presentations. Once in a while, see her come out for lunch, and she's in there from 9 to 6. Okay. And 2 nights ago at 10:30, they alarmed their house, and I had to get something from the store, right? I wasn't feeling well, and I wanted to go to the store to get some medicine. And I was like, shoot. And, you know, so my wife and I were up. You just can't open the door. The alarm will go off, and I don't know the code. And I didn't want to wake up anybody, especially my brother-in-law. He wakes up very early. And this is 10:30, 11 at night. And we're texting her like, hey, you know, can you give us the code? Can you give us the code? And my sister-in-law, she's not responding. We're like, damn it, she's asleep. And then we hear like conversation and laughing coming from her office. And she was working at 11 o'clock. And we were like, oh, thank God you're awake. But then we're like, what are you doing? She's like, well, I was on meetings all day. I actually have to do the work. And she was on a Zoom with a couple of coworkers doing work. I went to the store. I came back, and she texted me. She was like, hey, I'm done now. I'm going to alarm the house. It's like 12:30. Okay. And I just want you to understand, in the real world, that's what people go through to make $5,000, $6,000 a month. Well, not me. Okay. Well, people that work jobs, I know a lot of people. My sister does the same thing. She works for Fannie Mae. She makes $100,000 a year. She probably makes $150,000 a year. I text her and call her all the time. My sister and I, we talk 8-10 times a day through text. And I'm in a meeting. And I'm in a meeting. And I'm in a meeting. And this is not a customized. This is a message. She always meeting. I'm in a meeting. I'm on a conference call. Finally, I reach her at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I'll stop by. I'm like, man, are you done with meetings? And I don't say it even in a mean way. I'm really just asking. And she's like, oh, you know, she's like, man, my boss instituted something on Thursday. No meetings, just on Thursday. She's like, man, I'm so happy I can actually, you know, do something. That's what people are doing, right? You run your own business. You're your own company. You're trying to get free. You got a short window that can create your entire legacy. Don't squander your opportunity because of gluttony and laziness, man. I just want you to understand what people are going through in the real world. Talk to people that have jobs. Ask them about their work schedule. You know, I was reading something this morning. It says, Florence Nightingale said, I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took an excuse. I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took an excuse. You can give a lot right now. There are a lot of excuses you can give. They're very valid. But they're never going to get you to where you want to go. There isn't a worse disease in the world than excuses. It becomes such a way of life and a self-defeating reality. Think about that. Self-defeat. You beat yourself. No one even beats you. You beat yourself. Because I don't have time. I'm too old. I'm too young. My kids. My job. No one will listen to me. No one will follow me. I don't know enough. My training, my upline, my downline. All of those are excuses. All of those are excuses. And if you make them, like I said, they could be valid. They could be logical. They're not going to help you get to where you want to go. Ever. Has nothing to do with this company. Has nothing to do with financial services. It's just general life and success and achievement. That statement I read, I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took an excuse. That's applicable to every world. So I'll get this PowerPoint out. I'll send it to Telegram. So you'll have the words. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you get on my Telegram thread. We will have training tomorrow at 9:30. This is for everybody, okay? Especially if you're in my base shop. At 11 a.m., we meet up very quickly for a virtual appointment setting blitz. Do not schedule anything. Schedule it at 11:30 right on the button. But if because our week is setting appointments. The whole purpose of Saturday is to set appointments for your entire week so you can get set up. We're on a short week. We're playing a short field. The holidays are coming up. So tomorrow is very important. Your goal is to get 100 referrals. Remember, if you're not doing appointments, you're not in the business. You're pretending to do the business. So tomorrow you get with your teammates and your goal at least is to set one appointment. And some of you should set 5, 10, 10 plus. And you can make excuses or you can use today to help you prepare for tomorrow or the upcoming week. Tomorrow we'll be doing our Top Gun. We'll also be doing Top Out, okay? So I'm going to give us instructions probably tomorrow morning through the Telegram on how we're going to do that. I'm excited to bring that back. I'm looking at, how we can keep integrity and honesty with the count of people. Maybe it's just if they have their first name, not, Galaxy S2 or tablet or iPhone or, no name or whatever it is. Right. So we can condition people to log in properly, get training, just doing the minimum. So they get something out of this. All right. We'll have our classrooms as always, our trainers out there, if you're on my November trainers thread, we will continue on with our appointment setting, what to say, overcoming objection scripts. One of you who has a room, make sure you pick that topic and do it thoroughly. Because appointments is everything, okay? And you have to master that and become a pro. So today is November, 20th? I think I'm left for the rest of the month, but it's approaching. So let's have a great day of activity. And I'll see everybody tomorrow at 9:30 sharp. All right? Eastern time. See you guys.